Welcome to the deep dive. We're all about cutting through the noise, getting straight to the insights you can actually use. Today, we're diving into something huge, something that really affects almost everyone, navigating, well, the whole modern career landscape. It's changing so fast. Our main source for this is a really sharp article. It's called Strategy is the New Skill: Why Your Career is a Chess Match, Not a Spelling Bee. And our mission today, we want to really unpack why that old way of thinking about careers, the traditional path, is pretty much obsolete now. And more importantly, how getting strategic about it isn't just like a nice extra. It's absolutely crucial if you want to succeed. We're aiming to give you some real actionable stuff here.
Yeah, and it's a massive shift we're talking about, not just fiddling around the edges. I mean, think back. Once upon a time, your career path was, well, simpler, right? You learned a skill, showed up, worked hard for years, maybe got the gold watch, retired. That whole model, the article puts it perfectly, it's deader than Blockbuster on a Friday night in 2025. The real kicker here is this: skills alone, they just won't cut it anymore. It's not just skill-based. It's fundamentally strategy-based now. And the people winning, they're the ones thinking less like employees and, more like entrepreneurs of their own brand. You, Inc., basically.
That's a huge reframe, isn't it? Thinking about that old game, like for our parents, maybe, it was all about being really good at one thing. You'd pick a trade plumber, accountant, maybe even a rocket scientist, sure, and just hone that craft for decades, often at the same company, right? Until you got the pension. And look, it worked then. The world was slower, definitely more stable. That kind of deep mastery paid off.
Exactly. That stability you mentioned, that's gone. History. Today, we're in what the article calls the new game. And it's much more like career chess, not career checkers. Your skills, they're just the starting point now, the baseline. Strategy, that's what makes you stand out. The people who are really nailing it today, they're not just good at stuff. They're savvy. They think ahead like chess players. They're anticipating moves, maybe setting little traps, positioning themselves where the real action is. It's not just what can I do? It's where do I need to be?
Right, playing the whole board.
Yeah. So how does that actually look day to day? Well, the article breaks down some key differences: skill-based versus strategy-based. Your focus used to be on tasks. Now, it's all about positioning, how you measure success. It shifts from just mastery, like knowing a tool inside out, to the impact you actually make. The career path. Forget the linear ladder. It's more like a jungle gym with jetpacks, as they put it, much more dynamic. And maybe most importantly, your identity. It's not your job title anymore. It's about being seen as a value creator. What problems do you solve?
Okay, that jungle gym with jetpacks definitely gives you a picture. More agile, maybe a bit chaotic, but definitely more exciting than just climbing rung by rung. But it makes you ask, okay, if skills are just the baseline, what happened? Why isn't just being really, really good at one thing enough anymore? What fundamentally changed?
That's the core question, right? And the article nails 4 big reasons. First one, technology made skills cheap. Simple as that. I mean, AI can draft emails now, design graphics, even handle some basic legal work, things that took years to learn. Sometimes it's just a button click now. So skills got democratized in a way.
Accessible.
Yeah. Second, the shelf life of skills is toast. Technology moves so fast, you learn a tool, and like 18 months later, maybe it's outdated, whether it's something totally new. So banking your whole career on mastering one thing for life, that's risky. It's like building on shifting sand.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. What's the third one?
Third, loyalty. It used to be this two-way street, right? Company loyalty, employee loyalty. Well, according to the article, that street got demolished. Few people plan to stay one place forever anymore. And companies know that too. So your goal isn't just climbing their ladder. It's building your own scaffolding, something you can take with you wherever you go. That changes everything about growth.
Right, your own platform. And that really ties into the fourth point, which I thought was really interesting, especially now with everything online.
Exactly. The fourth point is huge. Visibility is now greater than ability. Maybe not greater, but certainly just as important. Think about LinkedIn, TikTok, podcasts, platforms where anyone can share what they know, build an audience. Just being skilled isn't enough if nobody knows you exist or what you can do. The winners today, they're not just good, they're known. You got to be visible.
Visibility, that's almost its own skill, isn't it? Managing that.
It really is.
It just hammers home how different things are. So, okay, for listeners thinking, all right, I get the shift, but what does this actually look like for me day to day? Can you maybe walk us through what the article calls this new species, the strategic careerist? What do they actually do? What are their moves?
Yeah, absolutely. The strategic careerist, according to the source, has about 5 key traits. First, They brand themselves actively. It's not just saying, oh, I'm a project manager. No, it's framing it like, I bring order to chaos for fast growth companies. See the difference? It's about the value, the problem you solve.
Positioning. Got it.
Exactly. Second, they own their story. They take all those different jobs, maybe seemingly random experiences, and weave them into a narrative that makes sense. That barista turned UX designer turned entrepreneur, suddenly it doesn't look random. It looks like intentional steps because they've framed it that way. They connect the dots.
Crafting the narrative. Okay.
Third, they play the networking game, but strategically. And look, this isn't about collecting business cards like you're playing Pokemon. It's about building real connections, real relationships. And those relationships, they naturally open doors. It's genuine.
Quality over quantity there.
Totally. Fourth, they learn like it's cardio, constantly. They're always taking in new information, not just in their field, but broadly. Staying ahead of the curve. It's like a mental workout. And finally, number 5, they keep optionality alive. They're exploring things like consulting, freelancing, side projects, always having, as the article says, escape hatches and pivot plans. They're never totally dependent on just one thing, one employer. Gives them flexibility.
That's a really clear picture of someone who's, well, adaptable and really in the driver's seat, proactive. And the article gives us this great example, right? Maria versus Jamal. That really makes it concrete. Can we talk about them?
Yeah, it's a perfect contrast. Let's start with Maria. So she was brilliant at print graphic design back in the 2000s. The article calls her the queen of InDesign. D skills, real expertise. But when everything shifted digital, when tools like Canva popped up and made design more accessible, Maria's deep expertise in that one specific area, it didn't quite translate. Her skills didn't stretch easily. She was, like the article says, a skill player in a strategy world. Her mastery became too narrow for the new game.
Right, stuck in the old way almost.
Kind of. Now, contrast that with Jamal. He also started in design, but he did something different, something strategic. He branded himself early on as a visual storyteller for startups, much broader. And crucially, he picked up just enough UX, branding, digital marketing, the things he needed to stay relevant across the board, especially online. See, he wasn't tied to one tool. He was tied to solving a problem for a specific group startups. That makes his approach, well, evergreen. It adapts.
And the punchline is pretty clear, isn't it? Guess who's booked solid? It just shows even deep skill needs that strategic layer now. So for everyone listening thinking, okay, I need to be more Jamal, less Maria, what are the actual steps? What can you do now to run your career like a CEO?
Right, the practical part. The article lays out a great 5-step starter kit. First step, audit your portfolio. Think of your career like investing. Are you all in on one old stock, like one specific, maybe fading skill? Or have you diversified? Different experiences, industries, relationships. Spread the risk, basically.
Diversify your career assets. Okay.
Second, craft a value proposition. Get out from behind that generic job title. Focus on the outcomes you deliver. Instead of operations manager, maybe it's, I help companies cut through the chaos and scale up without burning out their teams. Way more powerful.
Yeah.
Right? Tells people what you do for them.
Yeah, much clearer. What's next?
Third, and this one can feel like a leap for some people, build in public.
Ah, the visibility thing again.
Exactly. Write stuff. Share your wins online. Publish insights. Talk about what you're learning. Because, look, people can't hire you or partner with you or even promote you if they have no idea you exist or what you're capable of. Visibility isn't optional anymore.
That makes sense. Hard, maybe, but necessary.
For sure. Fourth step. Curate your network. Again, not just collecting contacts. It's about intentionally building a circle. People who open doors, yes, but also people who challenge you, who support you, who cheer you on. Think quality, mutual benefit.
A real support system almost.
Yeah, kind of. And fifth, future-proof yourself. Read widely. Track what's happening, big shifts in culture, tech. Try to spot where the puck is going. You know, that ability to look ahead. That's what separates the real strategic pros from the people who are, well, surprised by layoffs.
Okay, those 5 steps. Audit, value prop, build in public, network, future-proof. That's a solid framework. And it all comes back to that core idea from the source, this kind of mic drop line. Your career isn't a job, it's a business.
That really is the heart of it, isn't it? The big takeaway. You are the CEO of you. Inc. That's the mindset. Your job as CEO. Define your market, build your brand, make smart bets. Look, skills always matter. Always. They're the foundation, no question. But without strategy, you're basically just sitting there hoping someone else figures out what to do with you. And, well, hope is not a business plan. So, yeah, skills get you in the door. But strategy keeps you in the game. That's the bottom line.
Strategy keeps you in the game. Love that. So as we wrap up, something for you, the listener, to think about this week, a challenge maybe. What's one strategic move, just one you can make this week to really start taking ownership of your career? Think about it.